Preseason power rankings from Mr. M.A. Voepel of ESPN. And we're just going to jump into it because we know who number one on the list is.
For
And
sure.
there's no other way but to be number one because you are the reigning defending champions. That would be the Las Vegas Aces.
Right. I mean, when you add Candace Parker to a loaded roster, yeah, of course they're number one.
Alicia Clark, Aja
Oh, and
Wilson,
Alicia Clark too. You're right. Like that was a huge pickup. Man, what else do they need?
Chelsea, Chelsea Gray, Kelsey Plum. Congratulations on your marriage, by the way,
Right.
New, to the New York Giants tight end.
Yeah, she wasn't happy about that.
Whenever I get to football season, I got to talk about that because y'all literally
Right.
traded this man.
She was pissed.
You literally traded this man to the other side of the country
Right.
after he got married.
Like a week after he got married too at that.
I find that oh, that ain't a coincidence. Something happened.
You think so?
Something you just don't trade your best tight end to the other side of the country for no reason.
Right.
You
I
traded him
don't
for a
know.
reason. And then
Yeah.
the young stud herself, Jackie Young.
Right.
That team is loaded.
And even their draft pick from last year, Kirsten Bell. So I don't know if she made the final cuts on the roster, but she was a
Her
part of
name
the
wasn't on my. Her name didn't make the list that I looked at. Her name was not on the list.
as far as the roster or
But
cuts.
what the cuts? She would not. Her name didn't
Okay.
pop up on the list.
Well, good, because I think that she obviously has some development to do. And if she were to get cut off this roster, I would say anybody should go pick that young lady up. She was a part of the Florida Gulf Coast run in the tournament, not last tournament. Yeah, last tournament. This was her rookie season. So she is an high powered 3-point shooter. She's on a crazy team.
So yeah, you know, and for those of you who are wondering, yes, I love the Aces, and it's hard when you drop the Aja Wilson, who I'm a fan of, by the way,
Right.
a huge fan of Aja Wilson. And then you got
Yeah.
one of my favorite, and you got one of my favorite coaches in Becky Hammond, who I've been waiting for her to get an NBA job, but she didn't get a WNBA job, which is even better.
Right.
And then you add Candace Parker to the team. The only thing I don't
I'm
like, the only thing I don't like about the Aces, you did it at the time where my team actually decided to do something.
right.
Who comes
I
in at
mean, and
number
so
two?
that's who I was leaving out. John Quell. Okay. Like they added John Quell in the mix of all this too. So you've got two MVPs right there. And then you got Sabrina, who's on her way to an MVP very soon. You got Bet Nigel Lady, who's really cold too. She's just got to stay healthy. You got Courtney Vandersloot over there. You got, I don't know if Michaela Onyenwere made the cuts. She was rookie of the year 2 seasons ago. She's really talented too. So just an incredibly loaded team. It hurt to see Dee Dee get cut, but then I kind of understood it too because like look, it's so hard to make a roster.
Liberty. It's been a long time that I could be excited for a WNBA season.
Have you seen the documentary that ESPN put out called Undisputed? It's about the history of the New York Liberty, and it covers all the way from the beginning until now. Excellent. It's on ESPN Plus.
I need to go watch that.
Yeah, it's so good.
And by the way, you want to know one of the reasons why I became a New York Liberty fan? You see them jerseys right there? You see them black jerseys there?
Oh, they cold. I love the
Yes.
quality jerseys too.
They have some. They black jerseys are always on point,
Right? Yeah.
and it's probably the only New York team I actually root for, to be honest. The only New York team I
I
root
don't root for him, but I love Stewie. Like I'll fangirl out for Stewie probably. So anywhere she goes, I'm gonna be a fan.
for. So New York, this is the time. You may have to get through the Aces, but this is the time. You see what the Knicks did. The Knicks didn't help New York at all. So it's up to you,
I mean, this is
ladies.
a it's they went the furthest they've been in the playoffs in like a decade. So I mean, I They need to do more, but I think it was a good year for the Knicks. So I
When you
think this
have
just this solidifies the culture, though. Like y'all are
when
playing in
you
the
have
same
Stephen
arena.
A. Smith on national television looking like a sad puppy to say the exact words, I don't think the Knicks can win Game 6 in Miami.
Well, as a Cowboys fan, I love when Stephen A. Smith looks sad.
So you seen the look in his eyes. You knew he had no faith.
Yeah, no faith.
He had no faith,
Yeah.
and rightfully so.
Well,
And by the way, one of these days I might get Wiser Healthy on her because he's a New York Liberty fan too,
okay.
and that'd be something to have fun with. But that's you know who the top two is. Then this is where the fun begins. Number 3 on the
Right.
list, the Washington Mystics.
Okay, so this is a team that I love Elena Deladon. Natasha Cloud is incredibly talented. They have a good roster.
You're
They
welcome,
don't
by the way, Washington.
right. They don't necessarily have. They're missing a piece, in my opinion. Um, and this is one of those years that
What piece is
like they
that?
got they okay, so the big three, you got Natasha Cloud, Ariel Atkins, and obviously Della Dawn. There are they need another. I don't know. I think they need another facilitator. They need another high powered shooter. I love Della Dawn. She is the best female shooter, professional female shooter we've ever seen. But Caitlin Clark is on her way.
I'm gonna
So
let y'all
I
know. I'm gonna let y'all know. Last year, Della Dunn was not really healthy. I hope y'all knew that. She wasn't
right.
really
So
healthy.
she did play the whole season though. So
She played the whole
for
season,
me,
but she was not. You can tell she was not healthy.
right.
She had a
I
40
do.
now, and y'all better watch out because Della Dunn's coming back to playing what she used to be.
I love it. I love watching Deladon. Now they did go through a coaching change, but it wasn't an extremes change because it was the son of their former coach is taking over, and he was already on the coaching staff. So I think it will still be a easy transition for them because I doubt that their old coach is going to not show up anymore. Like he's still going to be there.
So Washington Misses come in number 3 on the power ranking. Who
I
came in at
agree with the
number
top three.
4? Who came in number 4 though?
I dis-
The Connecticut Sun.
I disagree with this one. They are a team that, they went to the finals and their coach just left them. I'm not a huge Kurt Miller fan. He ended up going over to LA. Um, and then on top of that, they went and they lost John Quell. So that is for me. They have some good pieces. I mean, obviously, all the ladies you have pictured are very, very good, but they don't have that superstar. And so for me, I felt like they should have switched the number 4 and the number 5 rankings or
I
teams.
mean,
Like I definitely, and I'm sure you feel like it's biased, you know, but when we go through my roster and I explain our roster compared to Connecticut, I hope you feel me.
I mean, I mean, yeah. When there's no name that pops out at you if you're a casual WNBA person.
Right. Well, Dewana, she's really good. Don't get me wrong. Like
I
Dewana is really good,
mean,
but that
Alicia
roster's not
Thomas.
quite
Alicia
right.
Thomas, she just saying. Then she might become Mikael Bridges, who just needed to leave
Right.
and get
Okay, but
another.
here's the thing about that. Like there's tiers to stardom, right? So like they have a couple stars. They got 2 stars. They don't have any superstars. John Quell was their superstar, and she's gone. And they don't have a superstar right now.
Okay, this I'm just saying.
Still a good team, but I think that final appearance carries a little more weight than it's worth because
I'm
one, they lost their
all
coach and they lost their MVP.
all I'm saying is between the 3 that's on the screen, maybe one of them just needed a change of scenery to actually show what they're capable of. Like
Very
Mikael
true. No,
Bridges,
it's very
like
possible.
Mikael Bridges did when he got traded from Phoenix to Brooklyn. We didn't know he was gonna go
Right.
off like that.
Right. Right.
They're
I mean,
saying,
as a I'm not a casual basketball fan, so I knew Mikael Bridges was going to be good. My personal opinion, like I knew he was just on a team that was full of, had superstars.
That's all I'm saying. They might be in the same situation. They just need another change of scenery. They say, okay, I can do my
Right.
thing.
Right.
That's the thought. Hey, but number 5 is interesting. Number 5 is very interesting because number 5 hails right down there in Texas,
Indeed.
the
So
Dallas Cowboys.
I actually feel like we have the roster to be the number 4 spot. So I'm going to read y'all off our final cuts, our final roster announcement, which came out today. So we got V12, Veronica Burton, Crystal Dangerfield, which I was a little concerned on whether
Hmm.
she was going to make the roster or not.
You said
Diamond
that
to Shields.
when we traded her. You did bring that up when we traded her. You did say that.
Right. I didn't know if she was going to make the roster because we were already pretty loaded. Not to say she's bad, but we're already really loaded. So we got Diamond to Shields. A little surprised that Jasmine Dickey ended up working out. She was a late round draft pick for us last year, but she made it. So super happy that she was able to make it. Natasha Howard, so she was a part of that trade with the Liberty as well. She comes in, she's a 2-time champion, so obviously she's going to make the roster. What she brings to her position is unique, and she's the most experienced veteran on our team. So I knew she was going to make it. Then you had Ashley Jones, who was Big 12 Player of the Year. She was at Iowa State breaking all kinds of records. You have Awak Kuye. You have Lou Lopez Seneschal, which is she's from UConn. I knew she was going to make it too. She's just kind of having some knee problems. Then you got Tierra McCallan, our superstar Arike Ugonawale, Satu Sabale, and then Maddie Seagrass, which was our number 3 pick from the draft this year. And she was actually your scoring champion as well. She averaged 29 points this season and almost 10 boards.
Okay.
Average.
What is the ceiling for your wings this season?
So for me, I don't know that we're going to win a championship, but if we can make a, and they don't do conference finals, but so if we can make the semis, I'm gonna feel like we need to go in and win a playoff series. And I know that kind of feels like a small ceiling, but we have not won it. We've won a playoff game. We have not won a playoff series, and so I think I want to see us make it to the semis. So I actually have us winning 2 rounds. And for me, that feels like a success because one, we got some new people, but we also have a new coach. And so I love our coach. She's incredibly nice. Her name's Letitia Trammell, and she is so nice. Like she's very. It's obvious how much she cares about the ladies that play for her, not on a court level. Like she cares about these young ladies and their lives and life after basketball, and she's just a really caring, awesome person. So I think that going from Vicky Johnson, who I'm also a fan of, she is Vicky VJ is a she's tough as nails, man, and she lost her locker room. So I think that there are certain situations where being as tough as she can be successful, but this wasn't that. And so I think Latricia is just the exact opposite of that. Like I think she is uplifting and kind and finds other ways to motivate you.
Okay. Now the rest of the top 10 were the Phoenix Mercury at 6, the Minnesota Lynx at 7, the LA Sparks at 8, the Atlanta Dream at 9, and the Chicago Sky running off the top 10. Now I didn't have those up there because only
I
looking at the top 5, but I would say number 6, the Phoenix Mercury. BG is back.
She's back. She's a little overweight, which me too, but I'm not playing professional ball. She's a little overweight. She's moving a little slow. You can tell by looking at her that she put a little weight on, and that's okay. We just want her healthy, you know. And but this is a season that has so many question marks for the Mercury. Is Skylar Diggins Smith's going to be around? Are they going to be able to? Is this DT's last season? Are they going to be able to get another championship for DT? And it's like she's unquestionably the goat after that. Which to me, she's already the goat, and to a lot of people, she's already the goat. But one more championship, like it really, there's no question after that point. So um, we'll see what happens. I'm not a fan of their coach.
Yeah, um,
But the Atlanta Dream and the Chicago Sky for me, like I definitely think they should be above the Minnesota Lynx. Minnesota Lynx don't have a whole lot going for them except their coach and Nafisa Collier. They have a couple of other pieces going with Nafisa, but they are not. I don't even know if I put them on the star tier. Tier. I put them more on a role player tier, and they're starting right now. So they are. I hope that their draft pick works out really well. Diamond Miller from Maryland. She's going from a really tough coach there at Maryland to another really tough coach there in Minnesota. So I think that she is equipped for that to be a successful relationship because she already knows what it's like to play for somebody who she's not playing, and that's Cheryl Reeves for you. She's very serious. Um, I actually got Minnesota sitting at like number 11 in my opinion, and the Chicago Sky is a lot better than people are giving them credit for. Yeah, they lost a lot in this offseason, but they lost Courtney Vandersloot, but you know what they did? They picked up Courtney Williams from the Liberty, and she's a baller. Like she is a sharpshooter. She had some problems when she was in Atlanta, but it wasn't on the court; it was off the court. So as long as you can contain that, which I think it was a one-time incident. Like she's really that good that if she takes her career seriously, like she's the future of the team now. And you still got Kalia Copper, it's her team, but Courtney's going to fill in Vandersloot's position as far as a facilitator. Now she's not going to have the same court vision that Courtney Vandersloot has, but she's going to shoot the three a little bit better than Courtney Vandersloot. Which they're going to need because they lost Allie Quigley as well. Now she didn't leave the team, but she sat out the season. I'm not sure on all the details on that.
she
But
could have
I'm sure Eric Wilson
she could have
probably
came to New
knows.
York. She know that.
Well, Allie actually had a season where she kind of fell off this last season, and so there were times that I felt like, the low man on the totem pole was Allie, like, and really Dana was playing better. But you start Allie Quigley if you have Allie Quigley, like you start her. That's what you do because that's who she is. Whereas Dana Evans was playing a little bit better. So I kind of think this freed up their roster some. We'll see what they do with their draft picks. And then, of course, Marina Mabry, they picked, and Isabel Harrison, who they picked up in that trade from us. It was a part of a 3-team trade. And one Marina is a great shooter, and she is a mouth. Like she is a defender. She's gonna be talking the whole time, and she's gonna get in your head. That's who she is. She is a product of Notre Dame basketball, which y'all know. The women from Notre Dame basketball are super tough. Losing her was tough because Enrique and Marina are best friends and they play well together. They've been playing together since college, so losing her was tough. Losing Izzy is tough too. She's your center, but she's smaller. She's a smaller center, but she's fast, and she's also a defensive player. So we're gonna miss that defense, but I think with Diamond DeShields and Natasha Howard, we'll be okay. But Chicago is a much better team than people are giving them credit for.
When are they going to add more games to the season?
So they added 2 more games this season, and that puts us at 40 games, which, we did the
Two
expanded
games.
playoffs
Two games.
slash. I understand you got to. It's a
Okay.
process. It's a
Okay.
process, and so even with like, okay, Natasha Cloud tweeted out last week talking about the first roster cuts, and it was just so tough because you're losing great players, and they need more teams. But you know what? The league has not hit the point of making money yet, and that's okay because it took the
Um, you
NBA.
got a team in Cali. You got a team in New York. You got a team in Texas. You
Right,
don't
right,
have a
right,
team
right.
in
No, so
Florida.
they okay here. They have okay. Here's the thing. They have. They're really close to making money. So they don't like the NBA subsidized them, and it's not as bad as people think it is. Like okay, so it takes about 60 million for the WNBA to operate, and the WNBA is short about 9 million on that. And so the NBA throws in 9 million, but they don't do anything with promoting or um, league expansion. Like they don't help any other way other than helping with payroll, basically. So the numbers are getting better. But as we know, that is a process. Like the NBA didn't make money. Literally, it operated in the red until they had Larry Bird, and so that was two superstars, two incredible franchises, the Lakers and the Celtics, and then they were able to bring in fans, and they created that dynamic that I think we're going to have now between New York and Vegas. And so I think expansion is going to happen within 5 years. And I think that, it's a process. It's going to take time. And with that, we will get an expanded season. With that, we will get expanded playoffs. We've done it now. Like there is no single elimination first round of the playoffs anymore. It's 3 games, the best of 3 games. And then obviously the next series is best of 5. So there's still room for growth, but it's getting there. The ball is rolling.
Okay. Because y'all better do something because if I'm thinking correct, we have a Clark on the horizon,
Right,
a Reese on the horizon.
right. Haley Van Lith, like we got
Oh
Paige
Lord,
Beckers,
when
um,
college basketball get here,
as Azzy
let's give
Fudd.
LSU the trophy now. Just give them the trophy
I'm
now.
not ready to do. I'm not ready to do that. But LSU looks tough.
Uh, Haley Van Lick and Angel Reese on the same team.
Yeah, that's
And
ridiculous.
consequently, the same Van Lick they got the smack talk from Caitlin Clark, who Angel Reese threw it back at.
Right, right. Well, but also Haley Van Lith threw it back at Caitlin Clark too. Like in the very last moment, you saw Caitlin Clark telling Haley to shut up, that she was down by 15 points. But y'all, like as much as you want to say, yeah, y'all beat Louisville, but y'all didn't beat Haley Van Lith. She still had 27 points on y'all. And even until that very last moment, she was still talking mess, still trying to win the ball game, even if she was the only one playing well.
Sorry to go college
That's what I
basketball.
want out of somebody who plays for my team.
Ooh, boy, that college basketball season is going to be lovely. Oh
I
my
can't
god,
wait. Yeah, I can't wait.
them two together, and then they got somebody else. I just thought of it. They added somebody else.
Oh yeah, they got Morrow.
I'm like, yeah, just give them the trophy. This ain't even to be fair.
Right.
But before we take our next break, Atlanta Dream.
A team that I think is better than they're giving them credit for too. Now they did struggle in some of their preseason games. I think that their coach, I think that she is the right fit, and that's what they've been looking for. They've been needing somebody to fill that role in, and she did really well last season. You got Ryan Howard over there. You've
Rookie
got
of the
some other
year,
pieces over there. Hmm?
Alicia Gray.
And I'm so sad to see her go. That's actually my favorite player in the league is
And your
Alicia
favorite
Gray.
college player got drafted by the Dream.
Right. Definitely. So, and Haley Jones. So, I think that Atlanta is better than a lot of people give them credit for. It's going to take a little time for them to gel, but this is a team that's on the come up.
Look out for the Atlanta Dream. Especially with Ryan Howard, she put
Oh,
everybody on
she's
notice.
yeah, she's ridiculous.
She put everybody on notice.
Hmm.
Shit.
And Vicky Johnson is over there as an assistant coach.
I thought Enrique put the league on notice, and Ryan Howard said, "I'll do you one better."
Oh, and the one I forgot about, Cheyenne Parker. Oh, she's cold. Cheyenne Parker is a good, like, she's really good. She's an excellent guard, or no, she's a forward. And then you got Naz Hillman from Michigan, and she broke all kinds of Michigan records, but she's on a team that's halfway decent. So, um, man, I think I'm going to enjoy watching Atlanta play, just not on Saturday.